The Roto Grip Rockstar is dropping on February 21st, and right off the bat, this is not a solid attention star, so let's dig through the information and see what we're dealing with. The new SYMMETRIC Rocker AI core features a 248 RG and an 050 differential and 15 pounds, very similar to the Phase, Idle, Axiom. Remember that last reference because we're going to talk more about that. But they say it has a more centralized rotation plane to provide better continuation through the pin deck. Again, this is not in the asymmetric attention star series. I'm not sure why they chose to go that direction with the name because it's only going to confuse people. Plus, there was a Columbia ball back in the day called the Rockstar. I don't really care about that because it's been done several times. There's only so many names to call stuff, but I know it's going to get brought up. Let's move on for now, though. The Nano Star Solid cover comes at 2000 grit, and the description of the cover is that it provides similar traction to Microtrax, but is not as early. Microtrax, of course, is their ultra-strong nano cover that was on the Gems and Optimum Idols. They also say it's not as clean and responsive as the E-Trax family of covers that have been on the TNTs, the Attention Stars, and the X-Cell. So this to me reads like NEX, which was on balls like the Axiom and Proton Physics, and has recently returned on the Physics Blackout. NEX was a twist on NRG/Microtrax, basically maintaining similar strength, but giving you a cleaner and more dynamic look. They say this is a new version that they haven't used before. Now, I don't always buy that because little has to change realistically to call it new. I'm sure that whatever it looks like on paper, the ball will still be familiar, and taking a look at the ball reaction here, I'm seeing red Axiom. I've said this for years, but I have no idea why they abandoned NEX after the Supernova, after it was just on a handful of balls, because it was such a good cover. It was strong and it read the lane like a stronger ball, but was more dynamic like a cleaner ball. As soon as I started throwing the HK22 stuff from B7, my first thought was, wow, this really reminds me of NEX because it's the same strong but surprisingly dynamic reaction for the strength. The Axiom was a big symmetric ball that was more versatile than something like an Idol, while the Proton Physics was one of the best big ASIMs ever, and to just drop that cover like a bad habit never made any sense to me. Now, this may not actually be NEX, because they're saying it fits between Microtrax and E-Trax, where NEX would be sideways or even a bit above Microtrax, but NEX is what I'm reading, and that's what I'm seeing. We'll see how it goes when my guys get them and find out exactly where it fits, because what the company is describing doesn't exactly fit what I'm seeing or have already heard from people who have already thrown it. In general, it also looks quite a bit like a GB5 or a Hazmat Solid, not quite as round as a GB5 and not quite as archy as a Hazmat Solid, which also puts it between the Optimum Idol and Phase 2 on the shape as well. It visually looks like a redder TNT, but I don't see any reaction similarity there at all. It doesn't roll as heavy as the TNT, it looks rounder and more continuous, and the cover should be a fair amount stronger. Also, despite once again starting to announce new balls before the previously announced balls have released, the Equinox doesn't release until February 7th, for example, there are zero worries there because those two balls are not similar and do not overlap in any way. The Equinox is a very clean and sharp ASIM, and this one is a strong, rounder, symmetric ball. We have filmed for both Zach and Tobias for the Equinox. Zach actually drilled two, so he's got a pin up and a pin down one, and those reviews will be coming soon. Once again, the Rockstar releases on February 21st. Review videos should start popping up soon, probably be a week or two again before you see any on this channel since we don't get the balls early anymore, but I believe both my guys will be getting one. Thanks for watching, and may the strikes be with you.